What is up, good people? It's your girl, Nikki P. Welcome to my channel where I talk about the journey of becoming the best version of myself and learning how to stop just dreaming about my dream reality and actually start living it. We are in the month of February, and I decided that the theme for this month would be leading with my heart space. I chose that because and not just me, but I'm sure a lot of us tend to really operate in a whole lot of hustle and bustle, overthinking, a lot of really heavy masculine traits, not really dropping into our feminine, not really taking the time to really think about what it is we actually desire and not making decisions based on what we actually desire and what it is that we want, thus instead creating a life that we just tolerate and not one that we actually enjoy living. So because I'm on my journey of actually living a life that I enjoy waking up to every day, I wanted to tap into my heart a little bit more and really start getting very honest about what I actually want and not being trapped in the mindset of that's not realistic, is oh, that's too much money, this is, all the excuses, all the things that we all say. And so for this episode, I specifically wanted to focus on dreaming big. And as I thought about that topic, I had to think back to when I was a kid. When we're most of the time when we're kids, we're not old enough and we haven't lived enough life to really have that outlook on life of we really can't have it. Because if you are fortunate enough to grow up with parents and guardians and just a village of people who want the best for you, a lot of what you want, you get. Usually all you have to do is ask. And in some cases, you don't have to ask and you get it. And so as children, we don't always really operate in the sense of, well, this is just something that I can't have. It's when we start to get older and start living life that we start becoming more realistic and we stop pursuing the things that we actually want. So I don't actually remember how old I was, but I thought about this time in my life where I wanted to live in Paris. I don't even know where that came from, like at all. I knew nobody in Paris. I don't remember like even really seeing shows and things that were geared toward living in Paris, like it was this wonderful place to be. But for whatever reason, I wanted to live in Paris. Didn't speak a lick of French. Took like 1 year of it when I was like in elementary and cannot speak French, at all. But I really wanted to live in Paris. And you couldn't tell me at that young age that there was not going to come a time in my life where I could live in Paris. I wasn't thinking about all the things you have to do to get there. Like I wasn't thinking about visas. I didn't know about visas. I wasn't thinking about how much money it cost and rent and where would I live, and oh, I don't know the language. How am I going to communicate with anybody? I didn't think about any of those things. I just wanted to live in Paris. And in my mind, I had created this really just elaborate like visualization. Didn't realize that's what I was doing, but just this big view of the way my apartment looked and who I lived with and the view that I had. And I even got to a point where I had turned all the clocks that I had control over. I turned all the clocks to Paris time. I had looked up to find out how far in advance. For me, Paris is 6 hours ahead of me. So I turned all of my clocks to that time. And when I could, I really operated like that was the time. So if it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon, for me, being on the East Coast, it was 8 o'clock in the evening, and then I would do activities and things and whatever that would show that it was 8 o'clock. And I wonder, I'm gonna have to ask my mom. I don't know if my mother and my siblings even remember that I did this, that I really had this whole big dream of living in Paris. And it's not something that I've really talked about since then. So I think a lot of people are probably going to be surprised when they see this video or listen to me say this. But I bring all that up to say that that was a big dream. That was a big dream. And it didn't occur to me that it wasn't something that I could have. And now when I think about dreams, that I have, and I'm better now because now, with working on my mindset and trying to get rid of the limiting beliefs of, no, this is too much. No, this doesn't make sense. Well, how are you going to, doing all of that? I'm getting better with that. So I'm a little bit better, but I really, there are a few things, that I really wanted, and I denied myself that because the dream was too big. And, last week I talked about stop telling yourself no. And that continues into this conversation because it's okay for you to dream big and not dream big like, oh, it's just some far off fantasy that there's just no way that this could happen. No, like really getting very clear about what it is that you desire to have, and then aligning yourself with the actions that will get you to that goal, right? So if I wanted to move to Paris now, some of the actions that I could take is really just starting with even doing research, like all the questions that I just asked a little bit earlier, like what is required of me as an American citizen to move to and live in Paris? Like, what is that? Are there groups of people? Who else has done this? We have the internet, we have all the social media, all these different tools and resources of things that could make that possible. That is not a far stretch of a dream. It's no longer my dream, but I am just putting out there that if dreaming big, whatever your dreams are, don't let the what if and the how and all of those things make you really start to dim down your dreams. Because when you do that, you just you are restricting yourself to a life that you don't enjoy waking up to. And it's so easy to settle into that life because, we say things like it is what it is. It's comfortable because it's familiar. And, you just start living that way and you don't even realize that it is really killing you inside to not be more than what it is that you are. You're not living up to your potential. You're not getting the joy out of life that you could, because you are just pushing down your dreams and just settling. And I am here to tell you to not settle, and to say it to myself as well. When I started putting together goals for 2025, I really started putting some bold things on it. I put some bold things in my vision board. I put some bold things in my goal list. And I'm going to tell you, some of the stuff that I put down, it scares the absolute hell out of me. It really does. As I'm literally, there's one thing, I will eventually reveal it, but I'm still, in the planning stages of it, so I'm not going to reveal it yet. But there's one particular move that I'm about to make, and it's like a big move. And I have time to do it, but I'm at the beginning stages of setting it up and preparing and doing this, that, and the other. And as I am doing each of these steps, every now and again I'll stop and be like, oh my God, I'm actually about to do this. Oh my God, I'm actually about to do this. And it is scary, but you know what? Dreaming big is supposed to scare you. If it's not scary, it ain't big enough. It ain't big enough. If it's something that you can do without any kind of emotion attached to it, with no excitement, with just kind of, it ain't big enough. It ain't big enough. You're not doing enough. You're not doing enough because that's it should fill you with that. It's like I feel like fear gets a bad rap because we so busy trying to either avoid it, push it down, do everything except for align with it. And I want to make sure I say this carefully, like align with it and use it to push you to do the things that you need to do. You know what I mean? And yeah, like dream big. Take some time. Like this, I'm gonna give homework. I'm gonna give homework in this video. Take some time this week and pull out your journal, pull out the notes app on your phone, and just give yourself, I'm gonna say set a time limit, but you can do what you want to do. Have like this brain dump session and literally write all the things that you want to do. And don't stop, don't even sit long enough to let the emotion set in of like, or you know, what are you doing? Oh my god, what are you doing? You can't do that, you can't do that. Literally write down every single thing, write it down, type it out, whatever, all the things that you really want to do. I want to go backpacking across Europe for the summer. I want to go and live in Australia for a year. I want to, like, whatever it is, just like lean into it. Just let yourself just be free. Like, just kind of go back in time and become that, like, really, imaginative 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 year old kid and just go off. Like go off, just write, do whatever and get all of that out. And I want you to remember, like once you do that, I want you to look back over that list and I want you to say to yourself, this is possible. And like you can even sit and take whatever thing out of that whole list is the one that you like really, really, really want to do. Take that one thing and be like, how do I make this happen? Like first really confirm that this, like admit to yourself, it is okay to admit to yourself that you want this thing, this big thing. And once you really get that and like settle it in your spirit that it is okay for you to want this and that you are worthy of having it, I want you to look and see what you would have to do, what you have to align yourself with. What habits, what action steps, what things do you have to do to get you a little bit closer to that big dream that you pointed out. Know that it is possible. Know that there is nothing wrong with dreaming big. Do not let people tell you that this is not something that you can have. Get yourself a circle of people that will encourage you to go and pursue what it is that you really want. Stop settling for the things that you don't want. Allow yourself to dream big. Allow it. Allow it. Allow it. Allow it. Lead with your heart space. Lean into that feeling, that excitement that when you even think about it, when you start to visualize it, lean into that. It is okay to dream big. It's your girl, Nikki P. I'll see you on the next one. Please feel free to leave comments about anything that I've said. Matter of fact, I would really love it if you left me a comment about your dream. If you feel comfortable like putting it out there and sharing with me, I would love to know one big dream that you have that you would like to accomplish in your lifetime. Please also like this video. If you have liked listening to this content, please like, please subscribe. Please let me know if there are any topics, any things, any resources, or anything that I can provide to you to make this community be what I really desire it to be. And that is just a bunch of like-minded people who are all trying to become the best, boldest, freest versions of themselves and trying to start living their dream reality instead of settling for the life that they don't want. It's your girl Nikki P. I'll see you in the next one.